Shameless, a Korean movie review.
Oh, hello, this is Professor AKIA here to give you a new lecture about a new hot Korean movie. For those who are new, I talk about new Korean movies on Kmovietalk.com. Today's topic is 전도연 Kim Nam-Gil starring art house noir movie, The Shameless. In Korean, the title is 무례한, which can be roughly translated into rude scoundrel or ruffian. Warning, warning, do not expect a normal action noir movie. This is an art house movie. It is actually in the production house title.
Introduction to the movie.
The tagline for this movie is that it is a hard-boiled melodrama. Think about that term. On one side, you have hard-boiled, which is basically referring to the hard-boiled noir movie genre. On the other hand, you have melodramas, which in Korea refers to romantic melodramas. Do you think that these two concepts go well together? I know that there are some inherent melodramatic elements in hard-boiled crime noirs that are left over from romantic crime noir movies. However, the genre is more about the exploration of masculinity, of the isolation of urban life, of the corruption of crime, and etc. In concept, these elements do not really seem to go well with the romantic melodramatic dramas, even the tragic ones. By combining the two, you risk that both would just get muddled together, and this is what happened. Well, somewhat. It is rather complicated.
Talk about the plot.
The plot of The Shameless is the bare bones plot you can expect from any kind of cop movie. 1. You have your run-of-the-mill corrupt cop, but who does not really know how to enjoy being a bad apple in a barrel full of bad apples? I mean, if you are a bad guy, should you at least have fun? This is our male lead, everyone. 1. You have your standard mid-level gangster who ends up committing murder and is on the run. 1. He leaves behind an over-the-hill gangster male girlfriend that works in the nighttime entertainment industry. She is our female lead. So, where do you think the plot will go from here? The cop goes undercover to spy on the girlfriend, of course. What you may not expect is that there is no real stakes to the movie. The world will not end if the criminal is not captured. For the cop, it is just a job that he does not really care about. Even the criminal treats it as just something that happens in his line of work.
What is it about?
The Shameless, or 무례한, has barely enough plot to fill a 45-minute episode of a TV cop show. Other than what I just described, not much happens that impact the overall plot. So how does the movie feel in the rest of the 118-minute runtime? For most of the movie, you just follow the two lead characters on their mundane days filled with nothing but hopelessness. While on the chase, the cop is just bored as it is just another criminal who he is investigating. He does not enjoy his work or even get satisfaction from the fact that he is a corrupt cop. For the male girlfriend, this is just another wrong turn in her life, filled with bad choices, mostly related to her taste in bad men. There is no hope that even if the two somehow get through this, they would end up with even their necks intact in the long run. In fact, her boyfriend getting caught and going to jail for 20 years may be the best outcome for her. So it is all sunshine and sparkles. The Shameless could be said to be more of a mood piece about being trapped in a self-imposed prison of hopelessness and despair. So what happens when these two people meet, with one pretending to be someone he is not and the other being desperate? Do they learn how to hope? Do they learn how to love? Do they learn how to be happy? This is not that kind of movie. Mostly lackluster writing will be the correct answer to this question.
The issues with the movie.
The Shameless is a movie that adds to the notion that we should not let directors write their own scripts. The writer-director Oh Seung-wook basically made a movie with a first draft script at best. We get the general direction and the themes of the story he wants to get to, but nothing is really properly developed or fleshed out yet. This is very evident in the first act, where the hard-boiled elements are just for show and the character of the cop, played by Kim Nam-Gil, is not fully developed. Even the basic mechanics of the noir genre is not clearly constructed yet. In addition, the plot only moves forward because the cop is actually pretty bad at his job and is lazy. The criminal would have been captured in the first 20 minutes if he paid attention and also did not lone wolf it. What is worse is that the script does not even acknowledge this fact. Nothing is clearly established, and even a mood movie needs to be on point on these basics. This is just poor writing. The second and third acts are no better in this regard. The fact that I like the second act the most actually has nothing to do with the writing. Oh, did I mention that I like the second act? Well, like may be too strong a word.
What about the characters and actors?
During the first act of the movie has the cop, played by Kim Nam-Gil, putting barely an effort into catching the criminal. And that is the whole first act, just him. What is worse is that the character on screen is not interesting at all. Not only is the character motivations all muddled up, the actor playing him is totally miscast. Kim Nam-Gil is a romantic actor at his core, and his hard-boiled acting simply comes off as irritated and bored at the same time. The second act is where the cop goes undercover, and this means that we finally see a lot of Jeon Do-Yeon, which is always a treat. Her character here is not well developed like the cop, but she at least has some interesting specific character traits. She was the nice girl with terrible taste in men, and now she is the tired older woman still with terrible taste in men. The movie actually takes time to spell this out. Yes, it really does do this. Jeon Do-Yeon really milks this trait for all it's worth and makes the character interesting and almost endearing at some points. Her character is a tired, tragic, romantic figure that is actually better for an actor like Kim Nam-Gil to walk off of. Even Jeon Do-Yeon, I cannot say that she is perfectly cast, as the character has some former femme fatale elements that Jeon Do-Yeon never really pulls off.
The conclusion.
The Shameless or 무례한 is not a movie that has many traits that I can use to recommend it to a general audience. It is an art house movie. This would automatically lose people because it is boring. And it would have been boring even if it was well made. However, there is nothing particularly there to label as actual art. Trying to pretend to be art-like to hide the fact that nothing is developed yet does not count. Even the art direction and cinematography are uninspired, although serviceable. The only real draw of the movie is the performance of Jeon Do-Yeon, as she is always reliable, and in this movie, she is great. She also has the magical vagina that alters a character's personality suddenly when she lets him touch it. Ha 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 ha! Bad writing, bad writing. However, is that enough to watch this movie? The Shameless is the kind of movie that I want to edit down into a good 70 minutes starting with the second act. The protagonist of the movie should have been Jeon Do-Yeon's character and not the boring cop, as there is nothing to the character or performance. So the answer to my question would be, Jeon Do-Yeon alone is not enough. I would give The Shameless or 무례한 from 2015 a grade of a C- or 3.75 out of 10. It is at the lower range of movies that have serious problems, but it's still watchable. So thank you for visiting my lecture about the Shameless 무례한, a new Korean movie. I wish Jeon Do-Yeon would get better projects in the future. I mean, she's actually pretty good. So feel free to leave comments, share this lecture, and please subscribe. This was Professor AKIA, and have a nice day.
진심이야?